Okay, so in the previous lesson, we had finished creating the surface anatomy for the arm. So what we're going to do now is start creating the surface anatomy for the back over here, the back muscles, and we're going to start looking over here a little deeper into this deltoid area and the triceps and this armpit area over here, which we still have not defined. Is because we need this concept of the surface anatomy from the back muscles to do this. So what we're going to do is go ahead and switch back to solid view over here. Go ahead and click on this layer over here and make sure that your snapping is enabled and you're back on increment over here, and making sure that your figure is selected. Go into edit mode and under mesh edges and make sure that you still have your shortcut key Control A over here because we're going to be using it. Now before we begin, let me just tell you that if I do tab and go to my front view over here, if you open this up, you can see that I already talked to you about this, the ambient occlusion. You can actually have this enabled and just model with this so you can see all the little shadows over here if you want to. And if I do Control 1 to go to my back view and do tab, if I go into vertex mode and let's say click on this vertex, you can see that it's kind of hard to see in video what I'm selecting. So I'm not going to be using this, but you're free to have this enabled if you want to, if you like that look. Just gonna push this out over here. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you some advanced modeling concepts over here, and you begin to understand really this idea about edges and triangles and quads as to how we can manipulate them to really get the topology to work the way that we want it to work. Okay, so what we want to do is first starts with the edge select mode over here. Go ahead and click on this edge over here and just do Control A, 1 and then 2. So this line is going to start defining the trapezius muscles here in the back. Okay, now the other thing that we want to do is now click on this edge over here, do Control A, 1 and then 2 over here. Now shift middle mouse button to pan over here and just do the middle mouse button to rotate up, because I'm going to be showing you some advanced concepts over here. Click on this vertex select mode, click on this vertex, shift key down and then this vertex, and just do J to join. You'll see that I get a triangle over here, then I get another triangle over here. Okay, so we're going to use this to our advantage a little later. Click on this vertex, shift key down and then this one, and then do J to join. So you can see that I get another triangle over here and another one over here, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Okay, so now we're going to come back to this. Do Control 1 and click on the edge select mode. Click on this edge and bring it down 1 and then 2. Click on this edge, bring it up 1 time. Click on this edge, bring it down 1. So remember, the first thing that we always do is basically we get the basic forms of the idea that we're working on down, then we come in for the details. And this is the same thing that goes on when you're doing animation or whatever. Is the same idea of blocking in your ideas. Okay, so now we're going to do middle mouse button to rotate over here. I'm going to just show you how this is going to work. So you can see I have a triangle over here, I have 2 triangles over here and a triangle over here. I'm going to click on this edge and I want to bring this edge over here. So I'm going to do Control A, 1 and then 2. When I do that, you can see now that triangle that was over here is now over here. So we get 2 triangles, meaning I can click on this edge and do X and I can do dissolve, so I get a quad. Now I've got this triangle over here and I've got this triangle over here. So I want to bring this triangle all the way over here. I can easily do that by clicking on this edge, do Control A, 1, 2. Now in your mind you have to make a jump. That you're going to jump over here, do Control A, 1, 2. See, it's a triangle. Now I'm going to click on this to do Control A 1 time. Now that triangle is over here when it was over here. So I can click on this and then do X and dissolve edges. Now you can click on this edge over here, do Control A, 1 and then 2. Click on the face select mode, click on this face, shift key down, this, then go do Control 1 and just do W smooth 1 and then 2, because we wanted to bring this down. Okay, A to D select. Click on the edge select mode and go ahead and select on this edge over here. Okay, now you're going to go to your right view and you're going to bring this in 1 time over here. Do Control 1 to go back to your back view. Click on this edge and then do W and then smooth. Now click on the vertex select mode, click on this vertex, go to your right view, bring it in 1, 2. Now do the middle mouse button to just rotate. Just zoom out a little bit, shift middle mouse button to pan. And what you want is this vertex over here, shift key down, this one, and this one. So you want to select 4 of these. Go to your right view and just bring it out one time to bring out that back muscle. Now do Control 1 to go back to your back view over here. I'm just going to zoom out, shift middle mouse button so I get this area over here for the neck and this area over here. What you want to do is click on the edge select mode, and right over here, you see where this curve is? You're going to go up and just right click on this edge. Now if you press the Control key down and then come over here and press this edge, it'll just select this entire edge, which I already showed you how that works. Now go into your right view and press the Z key. So you can see that this is the idea for the spine, and it's not curving the way I want it to. So what we want to do is take it to the left one time, press the Z key, middle mouse button to rotate, shift, and then right click to deselect these two, and then deselect these 2 edges. Go back to your right view, press the Z key, and now you'll begin to understand this idea of moving edges, vertices, and faces and using smoothing. So if I do smooth and smooth this 4 times, you'll see that the spine will automatically curve correctly. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So now get the curve that I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm going to press the Z key and go back to the back view, Control 1, shift middle mouse button to pan up and go over here. Now that you've seen how that idea works, we're going to use that to the back of the head over here. We're going to skip this edge, right click this one, press the C key to get the circle select mode. You can do your scroll wheel over here. Just press the left mouse button to come up just like this and right click to get out of it. So you should have everything selected like this, right where the ear is. Go to your right view over here. Now if I zoom out, just shift middle mouse button to show you what's going on. You can see that we get this curve for the skull, and when it goes back over here, it actually needs to curve in correctly over here, and it's more of a straight line. So we'll use the same technique that we did for the spine, but this time we'll just take it to the right one time, exaggerate this movement. And now if we do W smooth 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see that it automatically gives us the correct angle. Okay, Control 1. Okay, now we're going to click on this edge, shift key down, this, take it to the left, and of course do W smooth 1, 2, 3, 4, A to deselect, and we've now completed this whole area over here. Now one other thing, if you do tab, since we did some of these movements, you'll see that you get this little point over here. So you can simply click on this, and just do W and then smooth it one time, tab, and it'll just go away over here. Okay. Okay, so do Control 1 to go back over here, do tab. Okay, so A to select and A to deselect everything. So now what we're going to do is start getting into this area over here, where we going to start defining the muscles and the topology that we need for this armpit area, so when the arm bends down, it behaves correctly, the skin folds correctly. So where you have this line over here, you're going to get this line, and you're simply interested in this line. You're going to do Control A, 1 and then 2. Click on this edge, come down 1, 2, click on this edge, 1, then click on this edge, do Control A, 1, 2, take it to the left, go to your right view and take it right. Now do Control 1 and then do tab. Just to show you what we're doing, if you zoom out, you can see this really slight hunch of the idea for the scapula, right? This is really just this idea of the landmark. And of course, when the dorsi muscles come over here, you're not really going to see this point over here, right? If it's a skinny person, you would. Okay, so now what I want to show you is that you see where this bottom area over here, if you go to your right view, you can see the relationship it has with the bottom of the pec muscle. So they're basically aligned horizontally along this line, approximated, right? When the arms are done and more relaxed, it'll be right over here. I just wanted to make sure that you knew about that. Okay, so anyways, so what we want to do is actually create an edge loop that's going to go across over here. So what we want to do is connect this line all the way across over here. And if I do Control R and hover my mouse, you can see that it goes all over the place. That's not what I want. So I'm going to do right click to get out of this. We can do that by simply just subdividing this edge. We can do W and then do subdivide. If you click on the vertex mode, you can see that we get this vertex over here. Now if you do Control R, you can see that it stops. If you do left click and then right click, it stops over here because it now can connect over here. So we can simply click on this vertex, shift key down this one, and press J to join. Now you'll see that we get this triangle over here, and you've also would have noticed that when we were creating the topology that we have this big space over here. If I do Control R, left click and right click, you can see that it ends up over here, meaning that it gives us the quad. Right, so this is why we left it over here, because we were going to use it later on. Okay, Control 1 and then A to D select. Okay, so now we're going to start creating the muscles for the back of the scapula over here. So what we want to do is go ahead and select the face select mode, click on this face, shift key down this one, and you're just going to do E to extrude, right click to get out of it, alt key down, and just right click on this edge. It'll select this edge loop, do W smooth 1 and then 2 over here. Click on the edges over here, click on this edge, Control A one time, click on this edge, Control A, click on this edge, Control A 1 and then 2. Now we can click on this edge, shift key down this, and then do W and then smooth. Now I'm going to click on this edge, and I want you to notice how this idea of surface anatomy is going to work. All I have to do is move this up 1 and then 2. You can see that I'm starting to get this curve over here. Then click on this edge, move it up, and then move it to the left. Now if you do tab, you can start to see this muscle area coming here, right? So the dorsal muscle is going across over here underneath it. It's covering that tip of the scapula, and then you're going to get this muscle over here. Okay, anyways, let's go back over here. Now we're going to do shift middle mouse button and come over here for a second. We're going to now define this topology over here that we need so we can get the correct skin folds for the underneath of the arms when the arm bends. So what we're going to do is click on this edge, do Control A 1 2, click on this edge, do Control A 1 2, click on the vertex select mode, click on this vertex, shift key down this one and press J. I get a quad over here, a quad over here, and I get a 2 triangles, so I can simply click on this, shift key down this one, X, and then dissolve this edge. So I get a quad over here. Now I'm going to click on this, shift key down this one, I'm going to join this. I get a quad over here, a triangle over here, and a triangle over here, triangle. So I know we can click on this, X, and dissolve this edge over here, right? And if you notice that there's actually a vertex over here. So if you click on this vertex, shift key down this one, just do J to join, and now we can get rid of this edge over here, X, and dissolve edges, and we get all quads. Control 1 to go back where you were. Lastly, I'm going to click on this one, shift key down, rotate this, Control A 1 2. Now we're going to get the same thing. Click on this vertex, shift key down this one, J to join, click on this vertex, and now we can simply do Control A 1 and then 2. Click on this vertex, X, and then dissolve this edge. Click on this vertex, do W and then smooth. Now do Control 1 to stay in your back view. Now having this still selected, press the shift key down, this. Select these, make an exaggerated movement down like this 1 time, do W and smooth it 4 times, 1 2 3 4, A to D select. Now you can see as to why we did this, right? Because when the arm bends down, this area of the skin will fold correctly. This is the reasoning behind this. Okay, now that when we have this, we can click on this one, shift key down this one, do Control A 1 time like this, and if you do tab, you can see how this muscle group is now interacting with this area. Tab. Okay, let's finish the tricep area over here, and then we can get into the armpit. Go ahead and click on the face select mode, select on this face, shift key down this, E to extrude, right click to get out of it, alt key down, click on this edge, do W smooth 1 2, click on the edge over here, click on this edge, do Control A 1 and then 2, click on this edge 1 time, rotate, Control A, click on this edge and do Control A 1 time. Now click on this edge, shift key down this, bring it down 1 time, do W smooth 1 2 and then 3, click on this edge, shift key down this one, bring it down 1 time, do W smooth 1 time, and then rotate with your middle mouse button. You're going to get this edge, Control A 1 2, then you do Control 1 to go back to your back view, bring this down and then do W and then smooth. So now if I click on the vertex select mode, you can see that we have this diamond shape over here where the tricep is. You can simply click on this vertex, shift key on this one, do W, merge at center. Okay, now we have this one over here. So if I remove this edge, you know that there are going to be 2 triangles left. X, and dissolve edge, meaning that I can just simply click on this edge, do Control A, 1, 2, rotate it like this, click on this edge, X, and then dissolve.